goes out to little different comedy spots. Like say if like the catering spot that we was at, I brought people with me, and I said, sit in the back, watch the crowd, tell me what they laughing at, tell me what they not laughing at. Because when I'm on stage, I'm just running through it. So I don't really know what y'all laughing at, what jokes you like. I don't know. I'm just doing what I do. But the person that's on my writing team, he's not my writer, but he's my writing team. He's gonna say, Mo, when you did this, they didn't laugh at that. So why don't you tweak? What can we do to fill that in so they will laugh? So what happens is he put all his stuff together that people laughed at, and he makes the special.
Exactly.
So I would do that. I would never get a writer unless it was someone that knows me.
No, it's called. I mean, when I say a writer, I mean you should have a team. I'm not trying to how you run your business. Now, I ain't gonna say little either. Because
I heard you almost did.
A lot. I know. Cause that right there is a trigger to a lot of folks.
One of my ex-boyfriends, he texted me, because one of my videos went viral. He gonna text me, I saw your little video, 40 million views, nigga. 40 million views.
Little video.
He gonna like, you doing your thing with your little video, your little TikTok.
Nah, that
shit went viral, nigga.
Actually, he wanted to be in that video. That's why he said
what the hell?
But not like I was saying. When you, because I hope you're building a foundation to be a comedic genius.
I'm trying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't say try doing it. So when I say writers, I mean you and your people's brainstorming.
Right. A team.
A team. You know what I mean? Y'all brainstorming. I mean, you might want to. I see you even try skits on there in the beginning. You know what I mean? Still
working them out.
Yeah, let's I want to see you grow.
Yes.
Honestly, because I mean, it was funny. I mean, anytime I don't like going out, and when I went out, I had a good time. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
That's good to hear.
And I wanted to ask you that night about you coming on the podcast, but I was a little saucy. And I said, no, I ain't gonna even do that. Okay. Because so he just want me to come to the podcast. Yeah, right. so I said, let me hit her in a good way.
Okay.
But now, who are some of your biggest influence in comedy?
Some of my biggest influences not even out.
Okay.
People don't even know them.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now that's somebody local, your friends, like people.
I mean, not even.
What about the guy
friends,
that put you on, that told you about everything?
He's not even doing comedy no more. Matter of fact, that relationship kind of was like a little funny, to be 100 with you.
Okay.
Sometimes people's only goal in your life is to put you on,
and that's it. They ain't got to be there with you.
I'm
gonna
be honest with you. And that's a hard pill for me to swallow as a woman.
Yeah.
Because if you do something for me and I turn it into something great, I always kind of feel a connection.
Like, you should be here with me.
Right.
We should celebrate this.
But I don't ever want to feel like I owe anybody anything.
No,
and sometimes people make you feel like you owe me. Because what started happening is, you hear stuff like this. Oh, you doing your thing. Oh, you big time now. I'm just grinding like anybody else.
See, that's the thing. That's jealousy. And that's people trying to confuse you in your mind to say, you know what, I don't really want to do this shit. Because they really like, wow, this girl doing her thing. I wish she would have let me.
Like I have issues with when people say to me, oh, you big time now, when you blow up, that when you blow. To me, it's just like, honestly, there's no destination for me, right? Yeah. I'm enjoying my process.
There you go.
Like, I'm enjoying this.
And that's the only way you're going to grow. Because a lot of folks realize if you're in it just for fame and money.
To get there. Like, what is there?
Yeah.
There looks different for different people.
Exactly. But if you like it, I like to cook because I like to walk out after I cook a whole meal for a bunch of folks.
I sure wish you could have cooked something tonight.
Yeah. Like, I walk out and I see everybody eating and everybody just bobbing their little head eating. So I'm like, oh, okay, good money. So just like when you shoot a joke out there and you
feels so,
like, wow.
To see your room.
Yeah.
Laughing and me up there because I like to show off too. So it's something about my personality that loves to show off too.
Awesome.
And because I'm like, if you see me at a show before I go on, I'm kind of in a cut, just kind of looking laid back. Mm-hmm. And some comedians when they come to a spot, they making everybody laugh from the rip. I'm not like that. I like to watch and lay back because then I like to set the build up. I'm gonna get there.
Fill the room out. See what there is. See what crowd. Oh, that table over there. Look at them.
They all hugged up and shit.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Now, do you use the crowd? Are you one of them comedians that use the crowd?
You best believe it.
Because the crowd is like your best tool almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you got the old lady sitting in front. And
I don't like to use the crowd too much though. Sometimes I like she was a little out of pocket a little bit. Because she was in my ear and everything I said, you gotta be like she was like a little bit was triggering me. You know, a little bit was a little triggering me. I ain't gonna lie. In the beginning of me doing comedy, that used to sidetrack me.
Right.
Like when people would do that, it'd throw me off. Because I have ADHD, it would throw me off.
So the hecklers.
I don't do well with, I ain't gonna even
That's
lie.
how
I'm from Patterson. I don't do well with hecklers. Somebody texted me, somebody wanted to book me today for a birthday party. Somebody made a referral. They heard about me. They never saw me, heard about me. And so they called me on the three-way and they was like, you know, we want to book you and what's your price? And he says to me, if you're not funny, I'm gonna boo you. And I said, yo, you might as well just don't even book me.
Yeah.
I'm good on it.
Right.
You know, and I know that was probably wrong and immature for me to say, but if you already coming into it like that, keep the booking. I'm good. But
Now, when you go to comedy shows, do you show up by yourself or you got somebody with you? How you do it?
you want me to say that on camera?
It's
Yeah,
got to be a little harder for you.
That's
to
a
come up
touchy
there by
subject.
yourself
I'm gonna be honest,
sometimes.
that's a touchy subject. My grandmother, God rest her soul, would turn over in her grave because the minute I got into comedy, she used to always say to me, "You need covering. You need someone with you. You know, you need. Why don't you get married? Why don't you do this?" And I'm gonna be honest with you, nobody wants to date the comedian. Nobody wants to come with me nowhere. It's hard. It's hard.
Because you there all night.
Not only that, a lot of men can't handle that.
I don't understand.
Like if
it
we
ain't like you stripping.
Yo,
The
I've
attention.
had dude.
It's the attention.
I've met
It's
dudes
the attention.
that I really,
I would love the attention.
really enjoy. Like we really vibe, right? But they told me flat out, I could not handle that.
Why?
I don't know. That's a whole nother Lord. That's a whole nother topic.
We got to figure out that one because I want to know why. Because I mean, all jokes aside, if my missus,
or they competing with me, like they'll be like, "Well, I got
that's the
shows
problem.
too. I got this too. Yeah, I know. Kevin Hart. Hold on, you want me to call him on the phone? Hello? Like you find that.
Yeah, nah.
So it's like, and to be honest with you, let's say we meet, right? And we talking, and only thing you ask me when your next show, and you just ask me all about comedy. That's a turn off.
Yeah, like nah. I mean.
That's like you meeting a woman, you single, you meeting a woman, and she be like, what kind of chicken you made? You use gravy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to only talk about comedy. Ask about me. Because I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
Yes.
The woman on stage is not the woman that's home. My son did 2 prison bids. So I'm a prison mom, and that's a whole nother field that a lot of these jokers is not ready for. That's a whole nother field.
Now your son home?
He's in a halfway house now, right now.
How old is he?
He's 28.
Okay. And how long he did?
First bid is 7 years, second bid 3. You know, and then he made me a grandmother in between, so I had to help him with the baby. Just a lot of things. My life is not the person on stage.
Is his mind right now though? How's he thinking?
That's you know, I can't really speak for my son. I used to speak for him.
Right.
I used to speak for him.
But I know you could feel in your heart if he
let's just say that I've learned in the second bid that he has to handle his handle, whatever his handle is. And my handle is how I handle it. That's why I have a joke. I have a joke, and I don't know if you guys remember this joke. I downgraded from a 3-bedroom to a 1-bedroom. I'm living my best life now. My kids are 28, 27, and 26. My PSE&G was $3,000 a month. Now it's $25 a month. So that's my way of saying that I had to learn to be independent, separate from my children.
Exactly.
They live the life that they choose to live.
Yeah.
And I had to, for once, dry my tears and do my thing.
And that's hard for a mother.
It is.
It's hard for a mother because a mother, you know, that's that loving, that caring soul.
But here's the thing. Sometimes this is why a lot of men can't deal with this because they want the Monique on stage that's laughing all the time. They want to come to the house, right? Smoke a blunt, right? They want to come to the house, smoke a blunt, and they want the chick on stage. Do that shit you was doing on stage. You know, and then when I want to talk about some shit that I'm hurting that I couldn't speak about on stage, you know, when I want to cry about my son or cry about different things that's affecting me, they're like, you know what? That's too much. You gonna know a deeper shit. I ain't ready for that. Well, let's just be friends and blah, 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 blah. You feel me? So it's tough. If they can get the Monique on stage all the time, these jokers would be happy. They love it because I'll be entertaining you, cracking jokes. But that's not my life all the time.
That's not. That's fantasy.
Sometimes I'm crying because, I just left my job to do comedy full time.
Now, that's another question I was coming to. To just say, because you still got bills.
Yeah.
You still got mortgage. You still got rent. You still got car notes. You still got insurance.
Yes.
You still got medical.
Don't make
you
me
still
cry.
got phone bills.
Don't make me cry.
You still want to have fun.
Yes.
You still want to eat
God,
out.
he's preaching.
You know what I mean? So so what made, because I it's so many times I just want to say F my job and just start my catering chef thing totally by myself. But then it's like, I'm so comfortable with that check and that on the side. But so what made you get up to say, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
You have to know when your time is up.
So when you see is it taking care of you?
So let's back up before we get to that.
Okay.
Because this is new. Mm-hmm. I've been on my job 27 years. I started when I was 22.
Got you.
So I went through my divorce there. Mm-hmm. I went through heartbreaks.
Your whole life is there.
I went through 2 bids there with my son. So I'm coming to work every day, really dragging myself.
Yeah, seeing the same. I got you. The memories is hard.
And then one of my best friends that I was working with, while my son was facing 20 years, her son was going to the prom. And we was having lunch every day.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like, damn, I got you.
You feel me?
Very much so.
So I got to be happy for her because I don't want to be no party pooper.
Mm-hmm. You can't be a negative Nancy.
So I knew one day that I wanted to do. See, I was very intentional. Here's the thing too, and this is why I don't play around when it comes to dating because I need somebody that's intentional. Mm-hmm. I'm very intentional. It don't take long to know that's the one. When I got into comedy, I knew I wanted to do it full time one day. I was very intentional, even though I wasn't sure how comedy was going to turn out. I knew I didn't want to play with it.
Right.
I said to God,
I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it.
If I'm going to do something that's going to be challenging for me, I need to be one of the top female comedians in the game from the jump. And that's what I work towards, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're working towards a goal like that, but you're still allowing the office to dictate whether they like you today, don't like you tomorrow, promote you today, demote you tomorrow, half want to speak, half don't want to speak. Like I was going through all these, and they tried to. So the year that my son was sentenced to 7 years in prison, my job actually tried to fire me. They called me up to HR at 5 o'clock. This is how I knew. They called me up to HR at 5 o'clock, and they had all these different allegations against me, right? Now I'm already.
And what was you doing at this job?
I work at a financial institution. Okay. I was one of the lead underwriters at the only black with no education, no college education, self-taught, one of the lead black underwriters for this credit union.
Okay.
And they hated that about me.
I would too. Yeah, I feel you. Because we worked so hard and shit. Yeah, I got you.
Right. All the other women went to college. They had degrees. I came in there from Patterson and I taught myself how to do what they do.
And that's the talent right there. People don't understand. I don't need somebody to teach me.
Right. So comedy is not the grind. The grind is the grind is in you. Comedy is the platform. Yeah. Like if I was selling pocketbooks, it'd be a grind. It'd be the same thing. Mm-hmm. So anyway, they tried to fire me. Right? They called me up to HR. And it was my supervisor, HR, the big boss, and they all was coming at me with all these different things. And for a minute, I felt victimized.
You felt scared. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah.
I said, wait a minute, wait. what, run that by me? Now, what? Run that by me again? And they was pointing. So come to find out, they made a big mistake. They tried to get me on some old, because I notarized a document, and it was the car was not paid off, right?
Okay.
But I said a notary notarizes your signature.
Right.
Notary does not verify the information. It verifies your signature that you're who you say you are.
Ain't got nothing to do with the verification of the document. You're just saying that I know that Monique Latise signed this
Exactly,
shit.
And that's it. Right. And I notarized my supervisor's signature, and she released the title. So they had to apologize to me. They sent me home. And let me tell you something. I went home and tears was running down my face. Because at the same time, my boyfriend had just broke up with me. My son was going away for 7 years. And my job tried to get rid of me. And I still had bills to pay. I still had something to pay. And I knew at that moment that this job had more control than they needed to have.
Exactly.
And I needed to get control over my life. Yep. So I started really praying and asking God to one day, this was in 2015. And I said, God, let me, when it's time for me to step out on faith, make it so clear that I walk out with my head up. And they were firing so many people at the time. And I was like, I'm next. Every day I would come to work thinking I'm next. And that was
That's not good. That's like walking on eggshells every single day.
Every day. I was like, today it. They got me. They got me.
And you don't realize that type of stress brings drain on your body. It brings pain on your heart.
Let me tell you something. It was so sad.
Yeah. Now,
you could see the sadness in my eyes.
Now, what kind of advice would you give a woman trying to break into the comedy field? Or not even a woman. Let's start off with a woman, but then everybody. What kind of advice?
One, I would say find out why you're doing it. You know, are you doing it because you think you're funny? Are you doing it because your friends think you're funny? Are you doing it because you're trying to find out your purpose? Are you doing it because, like, understand, if you understand why you're doing it, then you know how to move.
Gotcha.
I was looking for my purpose. So for me, it was by any means necessary. It was deeper for me.
Gotcha.
Now, if you're doing it because you think you're so funny.
Because you said you left your job and you like took on this full head, grab the bulls by the horn, and this is your job now.
Right, this is my job now. And this, I'm gonna be.
And how many days a week are you actually performing?
It varies. Last week I did 8 shows back to back. It varies.
Nice.
This month, actually, it's so funny the way the universe works. It seems like this week is going to be a podcast week. You called, talent called. So I did 2 today, and this is all. And here's the thing: when I don't have shows, what I do instead of getting upset, I say to God, I'm leaving room for the magic. I'm leaving room for the magic. Because I didn't know you were gonna call. I didn't know talent was gonna call. And then as I'm sitting there, I got a text to do Michael Collier's show tomorrow.
See, he worked in mysterious ways.
So you gotta leave. You plan stuff.
Now who's managing all this? Now who's writing this down?
You asking some good questions.
But who? Because I mean, I can help you with a lot of things.
So
like, I mean, honestly, like, because I don't want you to lose focus on what you want to do because there's so much stuff coming at you.
So here's the thing. I've been doing this so long and managing this so long that when people say they'll help me, that's the part I need help with. I cringe.
Okay.
Because I've been doing it so long by myself. That's like a single mother.
Right.
Been taking care of her kids so long. She got a rhythm. She cooks, she cleans. And then all of a sudden this man comes in and he wants to help her. It's like, I got this. So so what I'm doing right now is really praying. Because I want to go next level. Because right now I feel like I'm running in a rat race. Like I'm booked. Booked and busy. And I manage everything. I manage my bookings. I manage my photo shoots. I manage my wardrobe. And wardrobe is very important to me.
Yeah.
You gotta, if you feel good, you look good.
You say, right?
Nah, I'm
shit,
I don't upgrade. This nigga, I used to when I first started.
That's right.
Oh, he paid attention. Yeah, when I first started. But you know, I work hard at this. So whoever comes in and wants to help me with it, it got to be someone that can take me from here to there. If you're coming in to do what I'm already doing,
it don't make sense.
I really feel like, because I have people come to me.
But now, and don't say they're coming to do what you're doing. They actually coming to actually take a little off your plate so you can focus on something that you're better at. I mean, who the fuck? I mean, all right, you not. I mean, now since you don't have to worry about where I gotta go on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and worry about this in the calendar, I actually can go right on this joke, go watch some TV, get some ideas in my head, go stand in the park and just look at people. Because sometimes just going out in the world, you're like, oh, got it.
So yeah,
you know what I mean?
So one of the things I wanted to do, doing comedy full time, is I wanted to take more time with my family.
Nice.
I want to take more time
yes.
with my friends, maybe find a potential
because
boo,
now you
have a boo find me. Yeah, I didn't want to always go from work to shows to work to show, because I was doing that. And honestly, I was feeling a little companionship deprived, if that makes sense. Like just working myself to death. Yeah. Like one show to another.
How long you been, like, I don't mean to get too personal, but you said, all right, how long you been single? All
right, so I've been single since 2018, but the relationship that I was in, it was right after my son went away.
Okay.
So I clutched onto this man as if he was Jesus. He couldn't use the bathroom. While he
so
didn't
that's
call
what pushed
me.
him away?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it was. And then I had to realize, like, he to me, he was kind of filling the void. Did I really like him? I don't know.
It's just like Megan, the movie we was watching. It's about the little plastic toy doll.
Yeah.
And the girl's parents passed away. So she got attached to Megan because the parents weren't there. So she was confiding into the doll to take place of the parents.
Right.
So it was what they called it, some kind of syndrome, but totally understandable.
So I gave myself some time. Like after him and I broke up, I gave myself some time to really get to know me, to heal, to let go of the issue, the stigma of being a prison mom, and just kind of get into myself, find out what I like sexually, find out what I like mentally,
find out
date myself.
Exactly.
And now I just find that, it's just challenging. Dating is just so challenging.
Because
and then they want to always ask you. Dudes always want to ask you, you smoke weed? When I say no, they be like, I bet you if I smoked a blunt, I could have company. But since I'm not smoking, nobody want to chill.
Now, how do you see the landscape of comedy now evolving? What do you see? How you see it evolving? What kind of new things you think is going to happen? I mean, what can
I
you?
want to just, there's so many stages that I have not touched yet. I mean, so many states that I have not been to. I just want to travel the world and just get in some of these clubs and get on these stages. Honestly, if I can just every other day be in a new comedy club around the world, I will be a happy camper. Maybe
Got you.
one or two commercials. Maybe I don't even gotta have a starring role.
Nah,
Just a little something.
we were just watching Marlon Wayans on Drink Champs, his
Mm-hmm.
episode, and he was talking like, cause everybody he said when he started out comedy, he said, "Oh man, my family a $1 billion movie company.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you starting off in these little rinky dink hole
Mm-hmm.
in the wall spots?" He's like, "Nah, because look, I'm gonna start from the bottom, just
Nobody
like
can say, yeah.
everybody else. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I want to touch every stage. I don't just want to. I know I can go sit on the big Madison Square Garden stage, but is that fair to the ones that's actually writing material every day, trying to touch every stage, and
Right.
So I totally
And
understand that.
and they have definitely made a name for themselves. For sure.
And he didn't use that name. He said, "Nah, I don't want it. The Wayans. I want
No.
Marlon. I want
Right.
to be Marlon."
Yeah.
And I totally felt that because
Yeah.
it's like, but in a way, it's like, damn, you got the privilege, but he ain't gonna use it.
Right.
But in a way, it's good because you seen his new episode. How'd you feel about that one?
I love him.
What about the
I
Chris
love
Rock one?
It was different for Chris to me. I think Chris went in his bag for that one. I think Chris had to get some stuff off his chest. He was puffing his little chest out. He smoked the blunt before the episode, before the Netflix special. Yeah, I felt like he went into the back, but he felt like he had to. That was his way of getting back at, the situation.
Exactly.
He didn't give two fucks.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
And I'm happy that
And
I was cool with that.
And I didn't know they were so them two, Marlon and Chris and all them was all combined. Like
Yeah.
they all moved in together. So what new projects you got coming up soon, or what new things you doing? You think about any TV? Because you might change when you get to Hollywood, you know what I mean?
Well, I had my first interview with Netflix a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
They found me I tell everyone, don't underestimate hashtags. Don't underestimate Instagram. There's a lot of things, marriages, people get married, they find their booze.
Yep.
They a lot of casting agencies, they're searching hashtags because people can't go out anymore. People are not going out, and television is not the same. So a lot of people are going to social media to find the next thing.
Yeah.
So I had a big casting agency call me, the person who did America's Next Top Model, Top Shelf. He inboxed me and was like, "Yo, I would like to interview you. I have an idea." Now, I'm not sure if I was exactly what they were looking for. They were looking for like a grandma, and I'm not a grandma. I'm a grandma, but I ain't no grandma.
You like the new grandma.
New grandma. So I don't think that's ever gonna work. But
They got wigs and gray hair.
to have that conversation with him, it was refreshing. It lets me
Exactly.
know that the magic.
Exactly. It's there.
I want to be open for the magic.
It's there. It's there.
So that's what I'm looking for. I just want the magic. Whatever God wants for me, I want to be ready, available. I want to be healthy. I want to be, just available for it. Because you can pray for something, right? You can pray for something. I want to be top shelf, right? I want to be this
Top shelf.
chef, right? But when it comes, it's too much. I can't handle all of this.
Yeah.
So you want to be anything that you pray for. You want to be able to handle it.
You don't want too much. It's like I pray for getting a lot of catering business, but I would hate that somebody call me tonight. Hey, I need food for 10,000 people.
And then you can't handle it.
Oh my God.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
But man, how would you feel to go sit on stage? You think you could sit on? Because that one I watched, I think the Gospel Fest. It had to be.
That was years ago, yeah.
There had to be a lot of folks out there.
And I wish I could do that again. Like
You
I was
can't.
so.
What happened?
Well, I mean, that's really for. I don't know if I would do it again.
Right.
I don't know if I would do it again.
Why?
But at the time, I was just so. I don't know, because I'm not crazy about competitions like that at this point.
Oh, so that was a competition.
Yeah,
So how many comedians was on there?
5.
Who won?
Who won that year? I think Cletus Cassius from Virginia won. Good friend of mine, very funny guy. He killed it. And everything
just
changed
being
since
out
the
there, I mean,
pandemic.
that's a good thing.
Everything changed since the pandemic. I don't even know if they have auditions like that anymore. Like a couple of times they canceled the comedians because a lot of comedians don't go out for that anymore. Like a lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
So I did
All
Showtime
I
at the
know,
Apollo,
shit.
came in 3rd place.
Now that was a now you like you said, old boy said if you ain't funny, he gonna boo you.
Yeah, and I got booed the second time around.
Okay.
And that was really hurtful. But I'm glad I wouldn't change a thing.
Nah, but that's
I wouldn't change a thing.
You want to get booed.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
But it was let me tell you something. You ever got booed?
I mean, nah, because I never stood on stage.
Them jokers booed me so bad.
But you got to use the boo as gas. Take
I
that
did.
boo.
I did. But initially it still hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Initially it still hurt. I did.
Because I swear, I say it to myself mentally, I would love to try that comedy. I would love to try it. But then
that's the thing. Everybody says that.
But, you know, it's like, because in your head, you the funniest motherfucker. Like, I see the crowd going nuts.
But
right
honestly, I cringe when people say that because I know it's because I didn't get into comedy because I thought I was funny. So when other people tell me how funny they are, I'm like, yo, if you that funny, then do it.
Yeah.
You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to convince me. Just do it.
Because I used to host so many damn comedy clubs at the cafe, so many things. And I'm just watching the comedians. Like, even back when I was starting my first catering company, I used to do a comedy club in Newark every weekend, right over there, right next to the PAC Center. It was the firehouse building. It was an old fireman's hall. Like an old building. And my man had opened a comedy club right there. And every weekend I would sell food out front and I would provide the food for the parties at the comedy club. And I'm watching all the comedians and and that's why I love comedy. And I'm sitting back and I'm watching these folks and I'm talking to these folks and a lot of folks are just talking about life situations.
Right.
And that's when I met that guy. What's his name? Brother man from the 5th floor.
Okay. Okay.
He in the back the whole time. This is what made me want to do comedy because I wanted to get him. So we in the back the whole time, you know, and he's pacing back and forth, and I'm like, "What's going on, bro? You all right?" He's like, "You know, I get a little nervous before I go on stage, you know, I just da." So I'm like, "All right." He's like, "So we just be talking and shit, but casual talking." You know, this motherfucker used every word that me and this man talk in that hallway on stage. So I was sitting there like, wow.
But that's why I don't like to talk. That's why if you ever see me before a show, you very rarely will see me socializing. You won't ever see me when other comedians who come and try to talk to me. They think I'm antisocial until I perform.
Because you in that tunnel vision. You in that.
Yeah, and you may say something, I might be like, you know what, that shit was hilarious. I got to use that. But it's just shit. So I'm always mindful.
But I'm not a comedian. I'm just a chef at the comedy club talking to the comedian.
Right, but here's the thing too. Everybody think because they're funny, that's what makes them a good comedian, and that's not the case.
Nah, exactly. It's the way you hold that crowd, the way you can
let me tell you something, because you can be you can be the funniest, and let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You can be the funniest, and then you got to get out of your comfort zone. Like, a lot of people only perform in front of family and friends. Like, I hosted a show Saturday night, and the lady who headlined the show, her whole family was there. And the family was cracking up, laughing. You know, they was like, "Oh my God!" And she killed it. She closed the show. She killed it. So I let her know that you did great, but your family can be the death of you. Yeah. Move away from your family, because your family gonna be like, "Yo, you hilarious. You funny. My cousin a comedian." Like, honestly, I cringe when my family tells people that I'm a comedian. I cringe.
Why?
Because you know why?
Because now they looking to see if you're funny too.
Right, and my family be so like my mother be like, "My daughter going to Hollywood." I be like, "Ma, please stop telling people that." Because now people expecting that from me. Let me just go. Like, let me just.
Now, do you want to go to Hollywood?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because you know Hollywood crazy.
Right. You know let me say something. I flew out to Hollywood. Somebody booked me for a show out in Hollywood, right?
How was that?
I've been out to Hollywood. I went out to California a few times.
Because you got to perform out there.
And this particular young lady, she booked me out in Hollywood. So I was acting. So I said, you know what? I want to get a hotel. This is a true story. I want to get a hotel. I want to get a hotel in Beverly Hills. Right?
Oh, shit.
Because I was like, you know what? I don't know. I'm booked out in Hollywood now. Like, shit is moving now,
Why
right?
did I go to Motel
6? I'm
6?
Googling different Hollywood, Beverly Hills hotels, and they were all 2,000 a night. So I was like, and I was going to do it because I wanted the experience, and I'm a content creator. So I said, this would be a good video. This is going to look good. Other people going to want to book me. I was very intentional about it. So my cousin said, yo, why don't you get a Airbnb?
Exactly.
I said, I ain't never staying in no Airbnb. By myself? Oh, no. My cousin said, it'd be cheaper. Just look into it. So then we started Googling Airbnbs. Found this beautiful bungalow in Beverly Hills, Hollywood. I said, oh, a bungalow.
I get a bungalow.
I was excited. $400 for 3 days. I said, yo,
Book it.
I'm going to kill him. I'm going to be doing videos. I done made it. So I get off at LA. I fly to LAX, get a rent-a-car. I'm driving through Hollywood. Yo, it looked like everybody was like doped out.
Yeah.
It was like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Everybody was just walking, looking crazy. So now I said, you know what? I was trying to find something to eat. Couldn't find no clean-looking restaurants. Then I said, I put in the GPS of where I was staying at. So I'm driving up to my bungalow in Beverly Hills. I didn't know it was the hills. So I'm driving up in the mountains. It's scary as fuck. I didn't realize it was Halloween. It's a haunted mansion.
And that's not good in Hollywood.
And I'm by myself. So I get to the bungalow that I'm staying at, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This shit look like something from the haunted mansion house. I cried for 3 nights straight. I was like, ain't no way. I'd rather stay at the Holiday Inn. This shit is for the birds. So, like, everything, like, and it just taught me that night is everything that look good is not always good. Like, I travel alone, so I gotta be mindful how I move.
Plus, yeah, because
you know what I mean? Like, I gotta be mindful of how I move.
That's another way, because you ain't just. I see you did shows in New York and all over the place.
I
everywhere.
didn't know what was gonna go. I go everywhere, and that's sometimes I hate that about me.
What did I say to you? When you first got here, I said, hey, babe, why don't you come out here?
Yo, I'm so glad that you bless your heart.
Yeah, I said,
because I ain't know.
I said,
he had his homeboy Smoke and what's his name?
Stone.
What's his name?
Stone. I was like, babe, why don't you come out here? Because I don't want her to feel uncomfortable here by herself.
Thank you.
You know
I love this. I love when couples.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Especially being a female, and I'm attractive. It's no secret.
Plus, when you call using the car by yourself, I was like, oh yeah, okay.
I know.
Yeah,
but I love when couples do stuff like this because it makes me feel, you know what I'm saying? It makes me feel better because like I said, my grandmother would turn over in her grave. Mm-hmm. But anybody that's watching this, don't sleep though. I do travel with the hammer, so don't think I'm out here by myself. You know what I mean?
You can slam her with the hammer.
Don't think she out here by herself.
And we ain't talking about that. We talking about really a hammer.
Yeah.
You know, she bang a lot of nails. But nah, Monique Latise, I appreciate you.
Thank you. You asked some really good questions.
I mean, thanks for coming to We Want All the Smoke podcast.
Yes.
We Want All the Smoke Media. Like I said, we're gonna do a Watch podcast comedy tour, and you're gonna headline, and you're gonna get paid, and we're gonna do this thing right, and we're gonna get some good comedians. Like I said, this is gonna be the month of hosting comedians on We Want All the Smoke. We got another comedian coming next week, and we're gonna get all these things done, man.
Who you got coming next week?
I got like 3 different people.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a good thing. So I appreciate everybody. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe.
Yes.
Follow the link. Follow her link. Please tell them your information where they can follow you at. You know.
Yes.
Let them know.
Follow me on Monique Latise on all platforms. You can do me Facebook, Cash App, Zelle, Monique Latise. You can do a TikTok, Monique Latise. All platforms, Monique Latise.
Peace. Yes.